lockdowns, travel restrictions have constrained people inside their homes, away from their place of work. Technology is helping organize this important summit on technology.
Congratulations to Mindtree. Takes an agile and collaborative approach to creating customized solutions across the digital value chain. And now I would like to call upon Qualcomm India Private Limited, Mr. Ganesh S., Director, Logistics and Compliance, will come over to receive the award. Ladies and gentlemen, today Qualcomm's foundational technologies enable the mobile ecosystem and are found in every 3G, 4G and 5G smartphone. I would like once again to request Dr. C. N. Ashwath Narayan to present the awards. I would now like to call upon Robert Bosch Engineering and Business Solutions Private Limited. Mr. Dattatreya Sir, Managing Director, will come over to receive the award. Salagame, well, wonderful introductory address for the Bengaluru Next Leadership Conclave also. So congratulations to Robert Bosch Engineering and Business Solutions. They nurture, build and sustain enduring customer relationships to enable direct operational and strategic benefits to our customers. They provide solutions for businesses in primarily 3 areas: engineering services, IT services and business services. Congratulations once again. Let's hear it once again for Robert Bosch Engineering and Business Solutions. And now, Samsung R&D Institute, India. I would request Mr. Ram Prasad G, Director, Procurement and Logistics, Mr. Virupaksha G, Senior Manager, Logistics, Mr. Vikram Manjak, Senior Manager, Logistics. Samsung, one of the 22 R&D centers in 15 countries under Samsung Electronics. They work on different technologies like communication, protocol, camera software, commercialization. So congratulations to Samsung R&D Institute, India. And now, SAP Labs India Private Limited. Mr. Anzi S. Mohammed, COO of SAP Labs. Mr. Sudhakar Reddy, Head of Administration and Operations. Mr. Sridhar Yam, Associate Manager, Administration. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please note SAP Labs represents the entire breadth of SAP product portfolio and contributes to SAP flagship products. So congratulations to SAP Labs Limited. Mr. Prakash Bhimarao, Manager, India STPI and SEZ Compliance, will come over to receive the award. A lot of people use Amazon Development Center, but none of us are giving a round of applause. Mr. M. Muthukumar, VP Engineering, Mr. Ravi Kumar Ramakrishna, Finance Senior Director, Ms. Anita Kachru, Logistics Manager. Juniper Network is a leader of networking and security solutions in the cloud plus AI plus 5G era. The solutions power to the connections that matter most, from education to healthcare to secure banking, and only one section of the crowd is clapping. I'm sorry I was wrong. Please give you a round of applause. Yes. Highest new jobs creator, ITS, and high growth in women employment. So 2 awards has gone to Bioclinica India Private Limited. So double the clapping. Mr. Mahesh Prabhu S, Director Finance. Mr. Nagaraj M, Senior Manager Finance. It's a global life sciences solution provider that utilizes science and technology to bring clarity to clinical trials, helping companies to develop new life-improving therapies more efficiently and safely. With a significant global presence and market-leading technologies, Bioclinica ensures reliable and high-performance solutions. So, congratulations, Bioclinica India Private Limited. Next is the highest exports per employee IT. NVIDIA Graphics Private Limited. I would request Mr. Prabhanjan Molayar, Senior Director and Site Leader, Mr. Jitesh Balasubramaniam, Director, Trade Compliance and Operations to kindly come over. If you can sprint a bit, it will be helpful. Yeah, in the interest of time. Awesome. That's what Bengaluru Tech Summit is all about. NVIDIA's invention of the graphics processing unit sparked the growth of the PC gaming market and has redefined modern computer graphics, high performance computing and artificial intelligence. The Bengaluru Design Center works on chip design, systems engineering and automotive system software. Congratulations NVIDIA Graphics Private Limited. Now we move on to the high growth in women employment IT. LG Soft India Private Limited. Mr. Inkwan Iyo, the Managing Director, will come over. So let's hear it for LG Soft India Private Limited, a part of the LG Group established in 1996, making achievements in high-tech fields such as mobile communication, vehicle solutions, home entertainment, web OS, and artificial intelligence. So congratulations to LG Soft India Private Limited. And now we move on to the Women Entrepreneur of the Year IT. I would like to call upon Ms. Padma Doraiswamy, the co-founder and CEO of Chimera Technologies Private Limited. I would request the Honorable Minister Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayan to kindly do the honors. So ladies and gentlemen, the clapping should continue till the award is received. Yes. I would request all the award winners to kindly stay till the very end, as you will be getting a very memorable photographs at the end with the minister. So it goes without saying, so please stay back till the very end. Chimera was built on 3 strong values and foundation: passion, perseverance and honesty. So congratulations Padma Doraiswamy for the award. After that, we are now heading towards the IT Pride of Karnataka. We have 20 companies under this category. Basically companies with exports more than 2,000 crores and up to 10,000 crores. First of all, I would like to call upon Accenture Solutions Private Limited. Mr. Shaju Sukumar, Associate Manager, Logistics and Compliances. Mr. Harsha Kumar PJ, Senior Analyst, Logistics and Compliances. Accenture delivers on the promise of technology and human ingenuity every day, serving clients in more than 120 deshagalu, 120 countries, ladies and gentlemen. It combines unmatched experience and specialized capabilities across more than 40 industries. In exports, ITS exports greater than 5 crores and up to 100 crores. So put your hands together for Mrs. Commvault Systems India Private Limited. I would request Mr. Ramesh Kalanje, VP and Head of India, Center of Excellence, Commvault, Ms. Ditya Kadambi, Director of Finance, to kindly come over to receive the award. Commvault is a worldwide leader in delivering backup and recovery for the progressive enterprise. The company enables its customers to protect, manage and use data while managing it in a consistent, compliant way. Commvault is awarded the Great Place to Work certified from November 2019 to October 2020. It is also recognized as India's Best Workplaces for Women 2020. And no women are clapping. It's the best workplace. So they have won the award greater than 5 crores and up to 100 crores. Congratulations to Commvault. And now, high growth in exports, ITS, exports greater than 1,000 crores and up to 2,000 crores. The award goes to Standard Chartered Global Business Services Private Limited. I would request Mr. Amit Nehra, Location Head of SCGBS Bengaluru, and Mr. Sanjay Rao, CFO, to kindly come forward. Standard Chartered Global Business Services Private Limited was established in Chennai way back in 2000. It was the first of its kind for Standard Chartered Group. Its Bengaluru office was established in 2009, and Standard Chartered Global Business Services employs over 18,500 employees in India, and operation centers in Malaysia, China and Poland. So put your hands together. Congratulations to Standard Chartered Global Business. And from the main centers, we now move on to the Tier 2, Tier 3 cities. The best performer in the Mysuru region, the cultural capital of Namma Karnataka. The award has gone to Excelsoft Technologies Private Limited. Kindly come over quickly, Mr. Ajay R. Kulkarni, Head Business Development, Mr. Prashant HM, Head Strategy, Mr. Ravi S, Head Finance Control, and Mr. S. Shivkumar, Head Support Functions. So, Excelsoft caters to the learning and assessment interests of educational publishers, universities and schools, the government, defense and corporate sector. The instructional design abilities is coupled with skills in using advanced tools and techniques, including AR, VR, enables to create engaging learning experiences. Congratulations, Excelsoft Technologies Private Limited. And from Mysuru, we head towards Mangaluru. The award goes to Dia Systems Mangalore Private Limited. Mr. Vishal Srivastava, Marketing Director. Rani Vishal. Dia Systems provides custom application development services, customer and technical support, business process outsourcing, website development, IT infrastructure and technology services and more. And the organization provides turnkey technology and outsourcing solutions to small, medium and enterprise-sized businesses nationwide. Let's hear it once again for Dia Systems Mangaluru Private Limited. We now move on to the best performer of Hubballi region. The award goes to Sankalp Semiconductor Private Limited. With a lot of Sankalpa, we are observing the operations director, Mr. Niaz Ahmad, to kindly come over and receive the award. It's an advanced technology services provider offering analog and mixed signal design services from concept to prototype in the semiconductor space.
For almost 3 decades, led the state of IT industry in the state. The government of India and government of Karnataka.
Then now we are also planning to have that kind of recognition of the institution. Your own institution can be recognized as in a research center where you can have the PhD program in your respective institution and industry itself, or you can come to university. We'll have a flexible learning mechanism, and by gaining these doctorates, PhD doctorates, you can become a full-time teacher also. Once after your industry, you can be part of the academia also. We are willing to reach out to any extent and ensure that the requirement, we fully understand what needs to be done. Keeping all this in mind, we were the first people in the entire country to come forward and implement the national education policy in higher education in the state of Karnataka. So with these few words, I will not take much of your time. We'll support you all the way, fully believing that this is the way forward for the state of Karnataka, and we should keep working very strongly, not just, since things are happening good doesn't mean we have to just sit back and relax. If you take one step, we need to take 2 steps. The government should be so aggressive. More than the industry, the government should come forward in much more bigger way, which I am willing to work as your voice, and it's my responsibility, and my department, my ACS, my director and our vision group chairmen, they've been much more than government. They've been working very hard. And more so by establishment of Karnataka Digital Economy Mission. Probably it's first of kind in our entire country and second of its kind in the entire world. Other than Singapore, Singapore was the only first country to, conceptualize this kind of organization, and we were the second people. The bringing together of the industry, we need not come in search of us. This kind of consultation did not happen. This is, just an opportunity for us to talk to each other. But more so, we have built a structure where we can easily connect. In the KDM, the NASCOM, the SHOM, ISA, all are part of that organization where 51% of the share is given to the industry organization, 49% is for the government. And in that body, the 4 of the important secretaries are our members. Finance Secretary, Industry Secretary, IT Secretary, and Skill Secretary are the members of this board. And the chairman for that organization is from industry. PV Naidu is the first chairman, he's been appointed by the government. You can't see such organization anywhere else. Can't see because you know allowing the industry to be heard and you can design your own policy. You can give a suggestion to the government very effectively, easily. This organization is going to make a huge difference, particularly for the digital industry and to take things beyond Bangalore and for the startups. So we are willing to, you know, respond, accommodate, encourage whatever required so and come out with a right policy and a right organization to address all of your concerns. We're not trying to hold on to anything. We're not here to hold on to anything. We are here to facilitate. This is our responsibility. Karnataka should be the best place to do the business. Karnataka should be the best place. We need to celebrate that kind of vibrance should be felt. And with these few words, I have taken much of all of your time. And I would like to stop here and give all the assurance and confidence to all of you that you are in a right place and you continue to be in a right place and will support you all the way in future. Thank you one and all. Namaskar. Jai Hind, Jai Hind. Real honor and pleasure addressing all of you in the backdrop of our 24th edition of Bengaluru Tech Summit. A special event has been organized today after a long time, probably after 2 years. Coming together physically itself has become a main attraction. So I do wholeheartedly welcome all of you and recognize all of your presence on behalf of the government of Karnataka and people of Karnataka. So dear friends, it's really an opportunity and I am really motivated and inspired to be very frank. The kind of good work done by all of you has brought in a lot of strength and future and strength and real empowerment for the people, especially you have done it for the entire world. The services has been provided for the entire world, the solutions. But more so, the people of Karnataka have been benefited in a very big way, in a large way. They've been benefited because of mainly about the revenue, what has been passed on to the state of Karnataka and the government of India. So that is revenue is one part. The main part is the good work, the solution, what has been generated from here. It really going to solve all the challenges being faced by the society. We can't remain helpless. We can't remain helpless, having so much of talent, so much of capability, ability, having everything all. We need to work to address the challenges or the problems of the society. In this direction, your field, the IT, ITS, GCCs, GICs, startups, entrepreneurship, everything has made a huge difference. And we used to see from far, only few countries, this kind of aspiration was limited. Here also we can get better aspiration, a better quality of life, and getting our dreams realized is the most important. I'm talking as from the last man of the society, not as a front man, as a minister. I'm not talking to you. I'm not addressing all of you as a minister. I'm just from the perception or the aspiration of an last man of the society. Since we live with them, we represent them, and we are their voice. So, with all these good reasons, you have made really, whenever I address any media, I tell BTS is nothing but our pride, our strength, our future. This is the strength of Karnataka. So, all of you have been the reason or the people who have made this difference. So, first of all, let me congratulate all of you and appreciate the good work what all of you have done. So basically in this event, in the leadership conclave, it was more to listen to all of you, what kind of concern do you do have, what is the concern of the industry, how the government can respond, and how we can take it forward in a better way, and more so as the aspiration of 5 trillion digital, 5 trillion economy, and in that 1 trillion will be for the digital economy. So how to achieve that? How we can scale up is the most important aspect also of this today's program. And the third one with regard to the talent supply. Talent is the most important and very close to my heart, and which we need to work very strongly. So with regard to three aspects, what has been mentioned with regard to the providing of the incentives for the design companies, already our government, based on all of your inputs, we have started working. We have been, we even discussed, I went and discussed with Ashwin Vaishnav and Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar, how both of us together can provide the PLI for the design companies and for GCCs, even for the GCCs and the design companies, and for the other sectors also, how we can extend the PLI scheme. By doing so, we can encourage them to grow much more bigger and become more competitive. So it was well received by Ashwin. He said, this is a fantastic suggestion. We should address this immediately. We'll do something with regard to these issues. So anyhow, from state government also, we are very keen to look into this. And we are the first people to come out with an engineering R&D policy. We are the first people in the entire country to come out with an engineering R&D policy, providing a lot of subsidy beyond Bangalore. Not in Bangalore, it is only beyond Bangalore, which we have done it so that, as all of you pointed out, we need to promote the talent and promote the activities and make it uniform across the state of Karnataka, so that the migration, there will not be much of migration uh, coming all converging towards Bangalore, and we look forward to, because this has also been an aspiration of the people living beyond Bangalore also. Why it is only Bangalore centric? Why not beyond Bangalore? So we are trying to respond to that with all of your cooperation, because can happen only with all of your cooperation. You need to expand beyond Bangalore. So your presence has to be beyond Bangalore. In this direction, we'll extend all the cooperation and ensure that infrastructural challenges or the availability of the manpower will be addressed very effectively. So the second point, reaching up these numbers of 5 trillion economy, for that to happen, we need to have our consumption more. Consumption has to increase, since all of you know very well, the COVID-19 backdrop, everything is getting digitalized. Every possible services is getting digitalized, and more so in this direction. Even in our government, we are trying to completely adapt the digitalization in all our departments. That is the health department, education department, governance, any other department. So all possible departments, we are trying to adapt the digitalization and take it forward in a much more bigger way. By doing so, the consumption of the device of the electronic goods will increase in a very big manner. The consumption will lead to the bigger growth, and we can scale up in much more bigger way. So whatever possible way, we are trying to extend and telling people very clearly that if we agriculture, any field, particularly basic level, the agriculture also we are talking in the terms of digital farming. We are explaining and telling people it's the main beneficiary of the technology or the innovation is the agriculture, and the last man in the society. The real empowerment and the voice of the people can be heard, and the real inclusivity, equitability can be seen through technology and innovation, which already we have experienced with many of the programs like Aadhaar, payment interfaces, and many more things. Direct transfer of benefits, how much of difference it has made, even without 1 rupee pilferage, 100% the welfare, whatever has been given to the people, it has reached them directly within no time. This kind of effectiveness, and more so to the particular person, whoever is supposed to get that benefit only get that benefit, not anybody else. Even in the members of the family, nobody else can take that benefit except that particular targeted person. So that is the kind of preciseness we do have at present. So we can strengthen our society and ensure that real equality can be given to each and every person. That's how we can celebrate. That's how we can celebrate and ensure everybody gets the benefit. So that perception of it is only for a niche area, it is only for commercialization, that myth all the time we keep addressing among the people. The third point, with regard to the talent availability, to make it sustainable and to cater to the requirement, since we cater to the entire world, the global services, and more so for the state and country also, to address this requirement under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, we came out with a National Education Policy 2020. We took more than 5.5 years to bring out this policy, and a lot of in detail consultation happened, feedbacks were taken, and it has come out really good, and it is on par with the international requirements, and it will be second to none, will not be second to none with you when it comes to the education and the skilling of the students. So in this direction, there are a lot of reforms been brought in higher education to address the requirement, complete revising and revamping of the entire syllabus. It has been done, and it will be on par with the IITs. It will be on par with the IITs when it comes to the syllabus and the way they will be taught also. The way they are going to be taught also, we are emphasizing more on core concepts. Problem solving learning, project based, case based, experiential learning, collaboration with the industries, and more so with regard to the internship. Earlier, the internship in the engineering college, it used to be just 4 weeks. Now it is 30 weeks. We have increased it to from 4 weeks to 30 weeks. It's a big jump, and more so. In the first year, they'll have only 3 weeks. Second year, third week, 3 weeks. In the sixth and seventh semester, they'll have more than 24 weeks. At one stretch, they can do it anywhere and everywhere. Any part of the world, they can go and do the internship. That kind of freedom we have provided to them. And more so with regard to the academic credit transfer, we have given fullest freedom. The student can change his college anytime. Any given time, he can change the institution, he can change the university, go anywhere, learn. Multi-entry, multi-exit. Multi-entry, multi-exit. And more so, earlier, with regard to the limitation, understanding of the human behavior and the society behavior, used to be engineering student will never used to have an opportunity to understand the humanity. So keeping this in mind, we have brought in multidisciplinary of learning has been brought in so that the engineering student will also get an opportunity to learn about the humanity, and the humanity student will get an opportunity to learn about the science, and vice versa, and the commerce students also will be given this kind of opportunity. By this, so we have brought in a lot of flexibility, and there is no hard separation. There will not be any hard separation. The concern expressed by a good friend with regard to the having a good leadership, a rounded personality, was really missing. Normally, a STEM student will be a normally introvert. In other branches, it will be more of extroverts. So there was something a link missing to address this concern. A right education, which is going to address all these concerns.
Thank you, sir.
And there are no wrong answers.
Of course.
So please go ahead and
Definitely. Yes. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I do want to first, begin by just appreciating and thanking the government of Karnataka for all the support. As Dr. Reddy called out, thanks to the support from the government, most of the GCs here were able to adapt to the problems created by the pandemic and switch to work from home very seamlessly. There was a lot of relaxation of the norms that helped us tremendously. I think, to build on the points that my friend Ram made, right, the key point is really to take a very very holistic approach to talent, right? Traditionally, we have relied on being the back office for the world, and we have recruited engineering talent. But more and more, specifically because of this fact that every company is now a tech company, thought leadership can only come about and innovation can only come about when you take a much more holistic approach across engineering, data sciences, ML, AI, product, design, analytics, even business, right? So, and that's the area where I feel that as an ecosystem, we can all do a lot more. Because what we do is we tend to take a very unidimensional, siloed approach to talent. And so the net result is we all go to the same campuses, we all go to, chase the same pool of talent. And so we see a lot of mobility of talent. So, I will hire from VMware, I'll lose people to VMware, I'll hire from Microsoft, I'll lose people to Microsoft. And it's effectively the same pool, right? I think to take it to the next level, and this is where I believe both government and industry can partner really well, is to build a broad-based, holistic approach to upskilling and training, right? Where we build programs together, so we are able to address the very specific needs of various industry segments, whether it's retail or automotive or engineering, that allows us to nurture and build a talent pool and create long-term sustainable advantage. So that's probably the most important aspect. It also allows us to focus on the diversity of functions across product design technology. Also to the points that were made earlier around diversity and inclusion, right? I think there's an opportunity in India for us to go even beyond just genders, in the sense that it's a very diverse country. We have people from all walks of life, from very diverse backgrounds, all the way from metros to rural. Different parts of the country speak different languages, and therefore, bring in a lot of diversity of thought as it applies to innovation, as it applies to bringing just a whole set of different ideas. And so I think, thanks to the efforts of the government, we've created a tremendous ecosystem in Bangalore. The weather is great. Traffic maybe not so, but hopefully that will improve as well with the investments in metro and so on. So there's an opportunity for us to really have Bangalore be the place where people from across India will come in, and then using work from anywhere and technology more effectively. We can also look at it and say, the reasons why maybe companies across the globe are going to other geographies cannot work just as well with India, and the 12-hour time difference can actually be an advantage when you're working from anywhere and you're working primarily digitally. So these are some of the points that I really want to bring up and have a discussion around in terms of how do we collaborate effectively to take it to the next level. That's how we'll be able to drive innovation and really make a huge impact in terms of growing to a $5 trillion economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Hari. While you were speaking, a thought came to my mind. I think many of you may know about the Soho Sridhar story. How he has gone to, I think it's Tirunelveli, right? His home village, and recruited students who were 10th pass and converted them into software engineers. They are very loyal. They stay in that village and work as good as and productive as good as anybody else actually. So, there are experiments that are happening here in India which we should take advantage of actually. I just thought I'll share that with you. It's just not about IT or BT. Bangalore has the diversity which is amazing. And I want to invite Biren Ghosh, because that's again an industry that is leveraging Bangalore, is growing, and has the potential to grow significantly. And I would like Biren to talk about the opportunity, where he sees the opportunity, and how can we scale up to even bigger size and scale. Yeah. Thank you, Biren.
Thank you, Chris, and distinguished minister, dignitaries, friends, colleagues from the industry. This is indeed a marriage hall, and the business that we come from is a marriage. It's a marriage between creativity and technology. I'm not sure which one has the 51%, but it's a marriage nonetheless. And I think I've been here for almost every BTS, all different names at different times. I think of this as a booster shot, right? Every year we come here for this booster shot, and we have it here. And usually we see that
Global lockdowns, travel restrictions have constrained people inside their homes, away from their place of work. Technology is helping organize this important summit. Global lockdowns, travel restrictions have constrained people inside their homes, away from their place of work. Technology is helping organize this important summit on technology.